Hi, welcome to another session. So in this video, I'm going to explain two interview questions which was recently asked to one of our participants, that how the FICO real-time integration is working in S/4HANA, which is new feature is there in your under your ledger. So to understand, and important thing here is the document splitting is also applicable. That means that zero balance clearing, that one is also applicable. To explain this one, I'm going to use one assessment scenario, means KSU5, by using the secondary cost element. So let's try to understand. The logic is very simple. Now here, when there will be two profit centers are involved, then how this splitting is going to work, and simultaneously we will see the account FICO reconciliation also. That means normally when we are going to execute KSU5 in our controlling with reference to assessment allocation, so there will be one FI document will be there in your AC docket table, and that accounting document is going to have also the profit center also. Now, if we'll try to understand this document, that means when we are going to execute the allocation cycle, example KSU5, I'm taking here example of assessment cycle KSU5. So we are going to get the accounting document, and that accounting document will be maybe like this. So there will be one GL account, right? So this GL account will be there. So as I'm taking here assessment, so this will be your secondary cost element. And as you know that secondary cost elements are now part of our chart of account in S/4HANA. So that's why I'm considering this one as GL account. So this is our GL account, let's say 1. And here it will be a profit center 1. I will show you the practical profit centers. Let's say this is profit center 1. And here we are going to allocate the cost from cost center 1, from cost center 1. This one we are going to take as sender cost center. So this will be your debit entry, or we are going to transfer this cost to cost center 2 to cost center 1. So this will be our, let's say cost center 1 will be our receiver, right? So this will be our debit entry, and we are going to transfer from our GL account 2, which is profit center 2, cost center 2, and that is our sender. So simply, if we'll try to understand, that means we are transferring some cost from one cost center or from multiple cost center to multiple cost centers. So a couple of sender cost centers will be there and receiver cost center will be there. Now, with this, if we are going to run our trial balance, so if we are going to draw the trial balance on the basis of this accounting entry, the debit and credit may be matched. That means you have equal debit and equal credit, but the debit and credits related to profit center 1 and profit center 2, maybe, or it would not be equal, and hence your trial balance is not going to 0. This is the problem will be there if you don't configure the document splitting. So profit center will not balance here. Okay, so this may be the problem with that. And with that, with our GL in S/4HANA, by using the concept of zero balance clearing account, which was introduced, now we will have a better or balanced view. Then how it will be there. This is your before splitting. Then after splitting, then how it will be there. So okay, I hope you remember the question. The question was how we are going to split the document when we are going for FICO reconciliation by using the profit center and particularly the zero balance splitting. So here two questions are asked. One is your document splitting, zero balance clearing, and second one, the FICO reconciliation. So after splitting, the entry will be GL account 1. So that is your profit center 1. So this will be your cost center. Cost center 1 is going to debit, and credit will be your zero balance clearing account. This will be your zero balance account. So zero balance account we are using here to balance the document. So zero balance account is going to credit. GL account 2, profit center 2, cost center 2, and zero balance clearing account. This one is going to debit. Okay, so with this entry, you can see both our trial balance is going to match for our profit center. So profit center 1 and profit center 2. To understand this one in a better way, let's take the example. So here, assume that I have cost centers are there. So one cost center I will take here, cost center 20001 and cost center 20002. So initially during the month, some cost was recorded with this cost center, and as and when the cost was incurred, these transactions or this cost center was recorded. If you don't know how to calculate the month-end allocation, and particularly by using assessment cycle, so already I have one video in my YouTube channel. Maybe you can take that reference. I will add that one in the description, so which you can go through this while watching this video. Okay, so this one is the SAP CO month-end closing activities, and particularly on assessment cycle. So it is there in the channel. I will add this particular link in the description. Example, you can see this report, this one. So when it was posted on 10th October, 10th July. So I have two cost centers, 20001 and 20002, and the cost was recorded with this date. Okay, so this much cost was recorded, and these are nothing but your coin transactions. Now, before calculation of your actual cost as a part of your month-end allocations, so we need to transfer this cost to our production cost center, where actually we are calculating the cost which are linked with our work centers. So we need to allocate this cost in the month end to our production cost center. So when we are going to run the case U5, we are going to have the credit entries will be there or minus entries will be there in this cost center. And you can see here we have the minus entries are there, and business transaction will be according to your allocation cycle, it will be there. So along with coin, you can see the RKIU transaction are recorded, right? So these are all your month-end activities, or these documents are generated when we perform the month-end activities, KSU5. So just for your reference, although it is not related to this question, so when we have posted the original transaction, that time my source document was finance, because it is S/4HANA. So there is no CO document separately will be there in your controlling point of view. So there is no KSB5. So it is my finance document. Whereas when month end we allocated this cost, so that time we got this source document as our CO document. So this 10009. Now, as it is in S/4HANA, we did the FICO reconciliation there. So as a result, with reference to this 1009, we got one finance document, and this is the finance document which already there. And let's verify it whether the same document, and both the documents will be there in your AC docket table. So if you check your original document, you will find the same document 1009. That is your concept of FICO reconciliation. For this, you have to do the ledger configurations, and you have to do the month-end allocation configuration related to cycle, and as well as FICO reconciliation. Now come to the question. Now, how this document is balanced here as per the profit center wise, right? So we are transferring the cost from these two cost centers. So these are our sender cost center. So these are our sender cost center. From here, we are transferring the cost to different production cost centers. So production 1 and production 2, or in my example, one is our production cost center and one is our packing cost center. So I allocated this cost to different production or two different receiving cost centers, which you can see here. So this is my sender cost center. You can see the minus entries 20001 and cost transfer to 10001, which is the receiving cost center here. And both cost centers are linked with our profit center. Similarly, if you'll see it from 20002 also, I transferred the cost 20002. Here you can see this sender cost center is your canteen cost center, and that also I transferred. So everywhere you will find one sender and receiving cost centers are there. And when we perform this one, actually exactly we got a finance document also because of sender and receiver. Now here this document is, let's say, not balanced. If zero balance configuration is not there, then document will not be balanced. So your trial balance is not going to match as per uh, profit center wise. For that, you need to have the zero balance clearing account. So once you have this entry, your entry will look like this. I just extracted that report. So you can see here the initial cost I recorded with the cost center. This is my cost center 20001. This is one cost center, and this is another cost center. So that is why here you can see the sender entries are there, right? And these are our sending cost center. And where we are transferring the cost, we are transferring this cost to our production cost center, and the production cost centers are 10001 and 10002. So you will find that exactly the minus and plus entries are there. For example, let's say you will find here the cost, suppose let's say this component 575 USD 5.33, right? So this cost we are transferring, this is our maintenance cost, and this is our GL account, which is secondary cost element, that is our 4,000. So this 4,000 we are transferring to production cost center. So you can see here from 20001, the cost 5.33. This is minus entry, means it is the sending element. So from here we are going to transfer to our production cost center, and you can see this one. What is the cost center? Receiving cost center 10001, and the sending cost center is 20001. So we are transferring the cost from 20001 to 10001, so that in future we are going to consider this 10001 as our part of our cost of production, and it is required for actual cost calculation. So before calculating, before reevaluating your cost, you need to find out the actual cost. So that is why this allocation process is there. Not only this one, every component you will find the sending and receiving part will be there. For example, 1.07. So we are transferring this one also from cost center 20001 to 1.07, that is your production cost center 2. So we are transferring this maintenance cost, we are transferring from this sender cost center to different production cost center. So you can see every cost we are transferring to both these cost centers, 1.001 and 1.002. You can see here, this is one more item, 1.07, 1.94. So you will find equal debit and equal credit, or equal plus equal minus, so that end of the month, the balance of this cost center or both the cost center should be zero. So you can see it is zero figure, right? So you will find this cost center after doing the allocation, this should be zero. So initially we have the plus values when it was posted coin, then after doing the month end, this is zero. So there is no cost lying here in this cost center, because cost already we transferred to our production cost center, and this is the end result. If you want to see in the cost center point of view, like where I transfer the cost, I transfer the cost to, in this example, 1.001 and 1.002, or rather I can select cost center group. This is my cost center group. Here I transfer the cost. So the plus entries you will find here. So here other costs are there, because all type of cost I transfer to here, but you will find those costs also, particularly. Okay, so this RKI entries you can see here. So 2194, that is a plus entry, 6114, that is a plus entry. And where we transfer this cost? 2194, then 6114. So all these sending cost centers is there. And you can see, as we have configured here the zero balance splitting, now here we have profit centers are there. So you can see the sending profit center is also there, and the receiving profit centers are there. And the important part here is that zero balance clearing entries. So your zero balance clearing entries, you can see here, there are two minus entries here to make the document balanced. So here we configured the allocation process, that is your month-end allocation assessment. Then we configure the FICO reconciliation so that we are going to get the finance document. Plus here also we have configured the document splitting, particularly that zero balance splitting. So you can see this -2 entries are there, 8761 and 8761. 1871 minus entry and this one. And where we are transferring the values? We are transferring the values from 5001 profit center to 5002, or one profit center is going to debit and one profit center is going to credit. So we are transferring these values from this cost center to the production cost center, and to make the both the profit center balanced, we have this zero balance entries are there. So this 2008 account, you can see it is equally debited and it is equally credited. So here we have the credit entries. These two are your credit entries and these two are your debit entries, so that both the profit centers are balanced, and in trial balance there will be no difference will be there. So answer related to the question how you are going to have a what was the question? The question was like FICO real-time integration in S/4HANA, and particularly when you have also activated profit center accounting. So for that, the configuration required, you should have a month-end allocation configuration. I have taken example here assessment. Maybe you can try this one on the distribution method also by using the primary cost element. The concept will be same. So here I'm using secondary cost element. So that means these are my secondary cost elements, this 4000 and 4008, and secondary cost elements are in S4 part of your chart of account. So that is, it is there in my GL account list, right? So the configuration is required here, assessment cycle. The configuration is required your GL configuration, because this document having the, this is the document which generated and having the its GL view. So the required ledger entries are also there. So that configuration is also required here. The GL configuration is required. Then here also required that FICO reconciliation should be there. FICO configuration should be there real time, because the moment we are going to, as per in our example, the moment we are going to have the document number 1009 in CO, then immediately we are going to have the document number, finance document will be there, and that finance document is this one, 70005. We verified that with reference to the source document, we got the derived document or the reconciliation document. So 70005 document will be auto derived, and both the document will be the 70005. So both the it is our finance document. So both the document will be there in your AC docket table. So reconciliation is automated. So these and the document splitting configuration, if profit centers are there and you want a balance for this one. So these are the configurations are required, and this is the process which you need to explain in your interview. I hope it will help you in if this type of questions will be there in the future. Another question was there, like it was scenario based question. So the question was related to our asset capitalization. Normally we know that when we are going to capitalize the asset, so with reference to invoice, we are capitalizing the asset. So the scenario is currently our client is doing the capitalization of asset during our invoice. That means when you are going to post the Miro entry, so that time we are going to have the capitalization entry in your asset. Now they want to shift the process. Now they want to do the capitalization during GR. So instead of Miro, the capitalization will be during goods receipt. So that is the process change will be there. So again, it is a very simple answer. That means when you are going to post the Miro, so that time, so currently we are using the invoice or posting date, we are using as our capitalization date. So we are processing the Miro, and with reference to Miro, we are going to have the asset entry. Let's take one example. Right, so this is one invoice, and with reference to this invoice, we got this accounting document. So this is my vendor invoice, which is processed in logistic, and this is our asset entry. So here I am working on parallel accounting. So that is why multiple documents are there. So here important thing is when we capitalize the asset on the basis of our invoice date. So whatever our invoice date, that is our capitalization date, vendor invoice date. So this date, so this is our capitalization date. Now business they want to shift from, instead of invoice date, they are going to use GR date. So what should be the option here? Nothing, you need to post one valuated GR. So when you are going to process the GR, so this one is one non-valuated GR. Let's check the documents here. So this is my current document, and this document was processed with non-valuated GR, so that we are going to capitalize the asset with reference to our invoice date. So that's why here you can see, if we'll go to this one, you will find that it is GR non-valuated. But if you want to go for the alternate process, that means your capitalization date should be the GR date. So make sure that you should be having one valuated GR, not the non-valuated. Right now it is non-valuated GR. That should be your valuated GR. And also make sure that it should be approved in your settings. That means your goods received posting date should be your acquisition date. Just verify it whether it is there or not in your configuration. Okay, so this is how we are going to define our asset value date. And what we are going to here, we are going to take here acquisition value, and that is with reference to the purchase order. So just make sure that that should be approved. So your posting date and your goods received date, make sure that this should be authorized. This should be there. So if it is invoice date, then we are going to take as our posting date. And if it is your GR date, then you are going to have the GR date we are going. So two things are important here. So answer related to this question, if your customer is, they wish to change from the capitalization date from invoice date to, or instead of IR, they want to use the GR instead of invoice. If they are going to shift to GR, then just make sure that your purchase order should be with valuated GR. So once you are going to process the GR, and if it is authorized, then the GR date will be your posting date. So asset accounting point of view, no further configuration is required. Only logistic related settings will be changed, and make sure that this should be authorized. This is a very small question, but it was the tricky question. So after asset capitalization with reference to goods receipt, or asset capitalization with reference to GR. Okay, so I hope this one also going to help you in your interview. Thank you very much.